Hello everyone, welcome back to MissionChief.com. This is another tutorial video, and I am Horny Devil. I forgot to mention that, even not the most important. But this is going to be a tutorial video on how to use the fly car and what does it do. Now, a fly car is basically a poor man's ambulance, essentially. Now, I'm not saying that it's like these ghetto-ass, that they're not used in like shitty cities like Detroit. They are used in larger cities and in, of course, Detroit. But the first thing we're gonna do is this is like most likely like an ambulance unit. It not most likely, but it is an ambulance unit in this game, which it is in real life too. But a fly car is a basically usually a Suburban or a Crown Vic, and it's just fitted with a shitload of like medical supplies, and they can't transport people like an ambulance can. But I'm just going to show you real quick. So here's a fly car. It's 4,000 credits, a little bit cheaper than an ambulance. But a fly car is basically useful for mass casualty situations. So they basically triage all the patients. So I'll give you an example real quick. So we're just going to type in fly car real quick. All right. Fly car. Oh, nope. This is not what I was looking for. This is like Black Diffusion. Let's type in EMS fly car. EMS fly car. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, like I said, they're usually Suburbans or I don't know, usually SUVs, because they need to have a lot of room to put their shit, of course. So that's basically all fly car, and getting back to things. So yeah, so fly car is basically used in like minuscule situations. So like let's say a kid was biking and they scraped their knee. Now, instead of sending your resources a full-blown like ALS ambulance to the scene of like a knee scrape, you usually send like a small like SUV. It's a non-emergency call basically. It's not life-threatening or anything, so they're gonna send a fly car. Now, a fly car can't transport, like I said before, and so let's say let's go find a call real quick. With injuries. Um. Commercial fire. I think this one does have injuries. It should have injuries. At least one person. Come on. There we go. Okay, so this one has 2 people injured. Now, what I could do is send 2 ambulances. And, it's like a 50-50 chance. So you don't know if Lisa F or Oliver R needs transport. So essentially, these people could be, like, not even injured at all. Like, let's say, they have a paper cut or something. And they don't want transport. Neither of them want transport. But with a fly car, you could send 1 fly car here, and let's say this commercial fire had 80 victims. Now, you wouldn't send 1 vehicle to a person with 80 victims, or a call with 80 victims, like a mass casualty situation. Basically, what the fly car does is triages the people. So it basically separates the people that'll say this one needs transport and this one does not. So, like, you guys usually have seen, like, they have cars, like fire departments. They have black, red, yellow, and green. Black means you're dead and you're DOA. Red means you really need the care. Yellow means you need the care, but it's not too life-threatening. You can wait a little bit. Green means, that you can be treatable right there and it's not life-threatening at all. So that's basically what it does on scene. So let's say this commercial fire, I don't know why I just unclicked it. So let's say this commercial fire had 80 people, like I said, and the fly car came in, and it basically said 18 people needed transport, and the other 62 people did not need transport to the hospital. Now, what would that mean? Well, that means you'd have to only send 18 ambulances. So that's one plus of the fly car. Personally, I don't think it's necessarily worth it, but it is worth it. Like, you should only have 1, in my personal opinion. So basically, for instance, the only time I would ever use it is Alliance missions, because Alliance mission have a lot of victims, like MVA or not rollovers, but like pile-ups, like, just like 80 cars, like, fucking smashing into each other and just catching on fire. But this is one other call I would. So an active shooter, I don't have enough units right now to send units, but this does not tell you how many victims there are. Like, I could send one police car right now, and it would say that there's 8 victims here. Like, when you get the 911 call, it does not tell you that there is any victims on scene, and what their situation is basically. So, what I would do is, if you have low ambulances, I would send one fly car, and usually this active shooter call. Of course, I unclicked it again. I don't know why I did that. This active shooter call typically has a maximum of 8 victims. So let's say that fly car gets on scene, and 3 people are okay. They can leave. So that means there's 5 victims left that are in serious critical condition, and they need transport. So you would send 5 ambulances, like I said before, that other call. So that is basically the fly car. Now I'm just gonna say, where can you put it? Now, where can you put it? That's an easy question. So I could go over here to my ambulance station. This is the one I just built. So it's brand new. It only has 1 ambulance in it, 3 employees. I should probably hire new people. Hire new people. There we go. So head back. So the vehicle market. So this one only has 2. It has ambulances and fly cars. Now, you can put fly cars at your fire department, but in order to put them at your fire department, you need to get an ambulance extension. Now, ambulance extensions are pretty expensive. This one costed me $100,000, and it takes 7 days to build. Now, after you've built it, you need to expand the level, so it's going to cost me another $10,000. For instance, this one's $50,000, but if your station is like heavily just has a bunch of units in it, like it's decked out, like this one I'm about to show you. This one has quite a bit of stuff, pretty like high-end stuff. Hazmat Rescue 2, Engine 14, Battalion Chief 1. And this one doesn't even have an ambulance yet in it. Alright, so this one's still getting its ambulance extension. So, like for instance, if I were to expand this, it would cost me $100,000 right here, like I just said. So it would cost you $200,000 plus another $4,000 for the fly car. So that's $204,000 for a fly car. So in my personal opinion, I think an ambulance is way more worth it. But it's your personal opinion. Obviously, if you're basing this game off your real units, obviously you'd put a fly car down. And I'm not saying you should not ever put one down. But I definitely don't think you should have like more than ambulances. Like you should not have 40 fly cars and 30 ambulances. That's not good. All right. So yeah, that basically wraps up fly cars, and yeah, they're pretty interesting units. Not gonna lie, but in my opinion, they're not. They should have added brush trucks instead of fly cars in this game. That would have been a lot cooler. So for all these like small calls that require 1 engine, instead of sending an engine, you can send a brush truck. So for a I don't know, a bulk trash fire, you'd send a brush truck, or I don't know. I really think you should add brush trucks. There's a lot of places that need brush trucks, like they were City. Just trying to play realistically. But that's basically this tutorial. I'll wrap this one up, and I'll see you guys on the next tutorial. Thank you for watching.